I was doing a meditation this morning and realized that pushing away your fears does nothing but put them deeper inside of yourself with more power than realizing that they're a part of you just like any other emotion that you have is. When you can truly accept this fear as a part of your body consciously, then you can let it sit in you and process it and then let go of it. We have the capability and choice to bring certain emotions and feelings into our body, and depending if that's an emotion you want to keep around or let go of, you can then feel it in every bone and muscle of your body and really see how much of it is inside of you. Feel it, recognize it there, accept it to be part of you, and not judge yourself for feeling something, because every human feels fear and worry, and you're not different from someone for having those feelings. And then once you can recognize and accept yourself and not judge yourself for feeling that, you can breathe into it and let it go because you've processed it, accepted it, and not pushed it away and resisted it. To recap what I said, basically resisting your emotions and not wanting to feel them, whether they're positive or negative, in your opinion, doesn't help get rid of or release and let go and process the emotions that you don't want to feel in your day-to-day life. It can really help if you accept yourself for all the emotions you feel without judging yourself. If someone else were to be afraid of something, you most likely, hopefully, wouldn't look at them and be judgmental for that, because you can also see that in yourself. But for some reason, when people face things for themselves, it's harder for them to realize and accept themselves and not be judgmental towards themselves. When you can recognize all the emotions and feelings inside of yourself that you don't want, and you can do this without pushing them away and resisting them, and you can accept them and feel them and be present with them and realize it's okay to feel that because it's part of you, then you're ready to let go and release those emotions that you may not want, that may not serve you. I have practiced and taught myself to be at peace in any moment. When I notice my mind beginning to spiral or think of thoughts that worry me or don't bring me happiness or even content, I look around myself and my surroundings, and I bring myself back into myself and center myself at my peace. And I realize that that exact moment is peace if I allow it to be. I find that many people, and myself included, tend to be looking in front of them, behind them, and all around them in the future and past for things that they think are affecting their present moment, when really that's not their present moment. Many people, and again myself included, allow these things to affect their present moment when really most likely the thing that they're worrying or thinking about isn't what's happening to them right then. Most likely what that person is going through in that exact moment is them just sitting there and being, not them being killed by an axe murderer or anything that you're worried about. Even if you're worried about going to give a presentation in front of your class and it's that moment you're giving the presentation, it's not like the class is throwing tomatoes at you or laughing at you. You're just standing there and talking. And you can be present, or you can be up in your head worrying about all the things that aren't actually happening. By finding peace in each moment, I have learned to be more grounded and appreciate my surroundings. When looking around us and not being in the present moment, our emotions can be pulled in extraneous ways to different paths and destinations that aren't exactly where we are in this present moment. It is much easier to be dragged in ways that cause dis-ease when you're looking around you and lost in the clouds instead of being centered in your light. You can be at peace in any moment of your life if you choose to recognize when you aren't at peace and reflect on how that may not be really affecting you as much as you make it affect you in that present moment. Just to recap, it's totally okay and normal to feel dis-ease and worry and stress and negativity, but if you don't want to feel that as much as you do, you can always look around yourself, ask yourself if the thing you feel so bad about is really happening to you right then, or if all that's happening to you is you sitting there, being alive, and being you. When you can sit in your being, and if you love your being is enough to bring you peace. To heal, you have to forgive yourself, your past, present, and future self. Be open and accepting towards learning and expanding. We can feel in conflict with ourselves in the ways we think and act. This conflict leaves you walking around and living in an internal disconnect from your true unconditional love. When you love yourself unconditionally, there are no conditions that need to be met for you to love yourself. And the truth is, no one would be loved if to be loved you had to be completely perfect. You mess up, I mess up, and the smartest people in the world mess up. We are all going to be messing up because that's what life is. Now, we are all going to mess up, but what not everyone does is truly forgive themselves for messing up. Holding a grudge against yourself for your not so brightest moments puts power into the exact thing that you are wanting to get rid of and makes you feel so bad about. Put your power into becoming a different person and not internally punishing yourself so much. Stop holding on to these things that you are so resentful of and realize that whatever it is happened and it's over. Nothing will change the past, but you can change the way that you look at it and feel about it. Forgive yourself. Not everyone in the world might be completely ready to forgive themselves or certain people, but you can always take weight off by forgiving yourself first. We can search for love anywhere we want in the world, but the truest and realest form of love comes from inside of us. Our self-love is more valuable than 1,000 people hating us. If you love yourself, those 1,000 people not loving you won't matter. But if you look for love from others, those 1,000 people will then define you. I wonder why it is that when people see someone do something society deems as embarrassing, they then choose to feel embarrassed too, or embarrassed for that person. And personally, if I saw someone be embarrassed, I would allow them to feel that, but not necessarily want to bring it into my state of being. I think this shows how more people could have empathy for one another, especially in situations where someone might be embarrassed. Because if I saw someone embarrassed, I would want them to realize that it's not a huge deal and they don't need to feel embarrassed. And who knows, maybe this person who did something embarrassing that's causing you secondhand embarrassment isn't even embarrassed themselves, so you're just making embarrassment and feeling it out of nothing. When people see someone embarrassed, I get it that you can laugh sometimes because the situation can be funny, but I think it's a lot easier to just feel for the person, or better yet, not care and move on with your life. Looking back into the past can keep you stuck there. Those times are gone. Once you can heal and let go of the hurt that you faced in your past, you can then move forward with an empty canvas and every color of paint in front of you. Your past can consist of anything from trauma to beliefs about yourself and the way the world works in certain situations. But you dwelling on this past scenario or situation is only putting your energy into it more. Once you release what can no longer be changed, you can make new change. Don't disregard your hurt and put it on the back burner, because then it will just build up more. But you can see your past and your hurt from a new headspace and perspective and realize that it's there for you, and so you can grow. It's your choice how you view all the things that happen to you in your life, and it's also your choice what you put your energy, belief, and thought and action into. You can't change your past, but you can change what you're doing right now and what your future will be. Every single human being has things in their life that stress them out and worry them about their life and their day-to-day living. What I realize is imagining one thing added to that list of things that are already stressing you out that's imaginary can help you realize that the things you're stressing about right now shouldn't and don't have that much effect on you if you don't let them. By adding one imaginary thing that stresses you out to this list, you can realize how much more grateful you would be to have the actual list of things that stress you out if that one thing was taken away. If you had one more thing to stress out about, you would want to go back to the things that are already stressing you out because it would feel like less of a load. There will always be something to stress or worry about, but there will also simultaneously always be things to be grateful for. Having each of these exist at any moment, it's left up to you which one you let fill your mind and your experience living. It's left up to you how you want to view your world. Ever feel like you're having a rough day and that you can't put the right amount of effort into feeling the emotions that you want to feel, just go outside. Go outside, whether that be walking or sitting somewhere, and just connect with the things that are surrounding you. Feel the beauty, love, and security that Earth provides us 24/7. Not to mention that it's free. Let it calm you and forget about any other moment in the past or future, and only think about the moment that's right now, and now, and now. The moment is infinite. Try releasing resistance to the present moment. The present moment is all we have, and I find when people are having a hard day, it's often because they aren't living in the present moment as much as they think they are. The present moment is all we have. There is no such thing as tomorrow, because when tomorrow comes, it's the present moment. Stop chasing these illusions in life and start accepting the present moment of life. Most people out there are alive, healthy, breathing, have a mouth they can smile with, eyes they can see with, a brain they can imagine with, and a heart they can love with. Being a human is a priceless experience which we all choose to experience for ourselves in our own unique ways. You have free will to decide how you want to create your experience. You have the power to be alive in the present moment and love your life for this moment because that's all your life is. Connect to the forever present moment because any of your worries, fears, doubts, and stress about any other second other than the second right now, and right now, and right now aren't relevant. Spending time with nature can really help us reconnect to our true roots. And it can really calm you and bring you happiness. It's actually good for you to take a break from your robotic life and go disconnect from everything that brings you dissatisfaction. I've noticed that even just simply going outside can help change your mood and day dramatically. Go outside and be present with yourself and the beautiful nature that is supporting you and loving you and surrounds you every second of your life. You have the choice to go connect with this beauty and love and security and safety and wisdom around you any second of your life. So go do it. There are places in the world where the average salary is $30 a month and they live a content, full, fulfilled, happy, satisfied life. In America, working a minimum wage job for a few hours can get you the same amount that these people get in an entire month of their income. I find that many people resort to money as a pillar for their own happiness instead of looking inside themselves and reflecting on their own world around them. Sure, money can buy you some sort of happiness that will last for a temporary amount of time, and even though everything in life is temporary, a long-term, more sustainable happiness is one that can't be dictated by external resources, which is found inside yourself and in your heart. You can make wealth outside in your external world, but you can also make it in your internal world, and I believe that both are worth something, but in my opinion, the wealth inside is more valuable than external wealth. These people that get $30 in an entire month are living proof of how money doesn't buy happiness, and it doesn't have to be your only validation for happiness. You have the power to make yourself happy without any certain amount of money or validation from society. Things that happen to us that we view as painful or tragic are there to show us how strong we are. And believe it or not, but it's actually a good sign when things in our life feel like they're going to complete shit. Either we are being shown how strong we are and that we can get through whatever we're going through and make it to the other side victorious. Or this can be a sign that something great is right around the corner after you realize how strong you are and how you can truly overcome this. And how you can overcome anything for that matter. These hardships get you ready and strong enough for what's to come. Sometimes they are also here so that when what comes later, you will appreciate more because you'll be able to reflect on it from a point of view of your hardships. With darkness, there's light. With love, there's hate. And with good things in life, there's bad things in life. These bad things happen to us in life so that we can see both ends of the scale. Try not to keep your head down if you're going through something really hard in your life right now. I know that these things can suck and it can feel like the end of the world and like you don't even want to live your life anymore. But every day you've woken up, God or the universe or whatever you believe in is giving you another chance and opportunity to show yourself that you can realize how strong you are for being here. Life is not always easy to live whatsoever, but waking up every single day proves to yourself how strong you are for continuing to live. There are so many people out there where no matter what's thrown their way, they still pick themselves back up and they really feel weak, but it shows how strong they are. Sometimes we want certain things to happen in our lives, but God or the universe won't allow that to happen until they know that you're ready. Sometimes we have to go through really hard things to get us ready for what we truly want and desire. Overall, remember that the things thrown your way in life aren't always under your control, but what is always under your control is how you react to these things thrown your way. If you want to throw yourself a pity party and cry in bed, you can do that, and sometimes we need to do that to heal and be there for ourselves, but also while you're doing that, remind yourself how strong you are for being here and allowing yourself to feel your emotions. Take the time you need to get through these hard times, but always remember that you will come over the other side. We all hear about how there's ups and downs in life and it's like a roller coaster. So if you're on a down right now, just realize that the up is going to come soon. Personally, I do not believe in one singular God, but for the sake of this video, I'll be referencing God as a belief that billions of people around the planet believe. To me, God is symbolic of what creates all of us, what creates life. God is symbolic of the great power held in belief, trust, and faith. God symbolizes the strength and possibility held inside all of us. We don't all have to see God the same way, but anyone who believes in God or a God believes in some higher force capable of transforming our lives and state of being from one to another. I believe that this process, God or anyone, whoever it is, whoever you want to believe it is, takes on, is the state of converting one energy to another. Most people who believe in God or religion have seen the effects in their own life, or even maybe in the lives of others around them. This goes to show that God's power does not only lay in the hands and mind and choices that God makes for people on earth. I believe that God's power is held inside each of us, and it's up to you if you want to have the belief, trust, and faith in your abilities that God gives each of us on this planet. I believe that we're taught the possibilities of what God can create in our lives and in our realities so that we can maybe see the potential that we have in ourselves that God gives us to create our own lives and realities that we really want to be living, that He knows we deserve, and that He'll always be there for us to give. Your own belief, trust, and faith works hand in hand with the belief, trust, and faith that God has in you. Over my journey of self-development, I have come up with many ways to remain in a state of peace instead of being able to be dragged around by my surroundings and internal conflict. The first tip I have to find the state of peace for you to access at any time in your life is to realize that you are done being controlled by your mind and the beliefs that are in it. Going along with that, you don't have to look for peace in your life because it's been there this entire time inside of you, and that's where you'll find it. Allow this peace to be uncovered and try not to resist it because of the beliefs that you will find peace from your surroundings. Most of the time we do have things in our life that make us feel pain inside, and it's very important to not push that away, but to realize that you can simultaneously be feeling at peace while releasing and processing your emotions. And at the same time, don't put these hard emotions over your peace and think that you can't be at peace while still healing. Another tip I have is to realize how lucky you are for this moment, every moment going forward. I had a realization recently where I looked back into my past when I used to be very depressed and hated my life and everything surrounding me and myself, and I was like, wow, I'm really grateful for that time, and I had so much to be grateful for in that time, even though it seemed like everything was horrible and I just wanted to die and not be here. I looked back and I could realize how amazing it actually was and how much I really had in my life. This goes to show to always be grateful for what you have, because in the future you will most likely be looking back and realize that you had a lot to be grateful for and appreciate. My next tip is to not get frustrated with yourself when you find your mind spiraling and you can't control it, because we do all have stored emotions and we do all need to heal and process these emotions, and sometimes the only way to do that is to go straight through them and have your mind spiral for a certain amount of time, but just know that it's not going to last forever because you do have control over this, and if you're allowing yourself to process your emotions, they will purge out and you will be able to access the peace easily. If you feel like this peace is nowhere in sight, never give up on finding your own peace because it is there inside of you, I promise. Don't let these moments, weeks, days, or even months of hard feelings keep you from believing that you don't have peace inside of you, because I bet that you working through these hard emotions is what's on the other side is your peace. Be kind to yourself for trying and appreciate you taking this step into wanting something more and better for your life and self-development. Consider new ways for you to think and live your life. If there's something that's no longer serving you or something that isn't bringing you peace, try to see how you can change it so it could bring you more peace if it's something that you really need in your life and you can't get rid of. Or if it's something you can get rid of, remove it or reform it. I really hope that my tips could help anyone out there, and just remember that peace is available at any moment in your life, and peace is to allow and accept exactly what's happening and just love it and go with the flow. You don't have to be at peace every single moment of your life, but it says a lot that you want to work towards that. You have probably heard before that humans have unlimited potential, and I believe that part of this unlimited potential is to be calm and loving in any circumstance or situation of their human experience. When you can see everything surrounding you as being one with you, you will be more understanding in situations that may arise emotions that disturb your peace. This could be anything that angers you, worries you, frustrates you, or stresses you out. Every single one of our outbursts in life come from an internal fear, which is the fear of being unloved or alone. Now, it might take you a second to really walk back and see how your small or big outburst comes from a fear of being unloved or alone, but the truth is, it does. These fears are completely irrational, because if you think no one loves you, chances are someone does love you, and even if really you think no one loves you, the universe loves you. The universe loves you for what you are because you are the universe. And the same goes for if you think you're alone or going to die alone. Again, that's false, because even if you don't see or think anyone is there for you, the universe is there for you every second of every day, supporting you. The universe physically holds us up and supports us each day for every step we take. I heard this saying the other day that was, in the end, everything will be okay, and if it's not okay, it's not the end. Those who overlook being a positive human being show the true power in their potential of possibly being a potentially positive human being. And you become more powerful the more positive you become and the more inner work you do to see the world as a magical and beautiful place. The truth of our being is available inside of us for all of us to become aware of. To become more aware of the full positive potential as a human being is well worth the effort and work. You are worthy enough to be yourself. You are worthy enough to believe in yourself and to follow yourself and express yourself and be there for yourself to gain confidence and find yourself. Reflect on your own journey and growth as it can help guide you. Trust yourself and trust that pure love and light and understanding is the truest thing that surrounds all of us every moment of our existence. We are all surrounded by this energy, but all have our own uniqueness to take in this truth and love and express it in our own unique, deserving, worthy, beautiful, loving ways. This could sound weird, but there's no one who gets out of bed and does the exact same things every day the way you do. No one in the world has the exact same passions, hobbies, interests, thoughts, beliefs, and experiences that you do. To be your truest and most loving self, let go of these thoughts and beliefs and expectations other people could be trying to put on you, because the only thing that should matter to you in your life and growth is what you believe about yourself. Your truest self will love yourself through thick and thin. Be different so that you can be seen and heard, because there is a spark of electricity inside of you that's waiting to be shined. Any voices that's telling you and feeding you negativity about yourself or anything that's not serving you isn't the truth. I try to catch myself when I notice these negative thoughts or energies presenting themselves in my life and experience. If you can catch yourself in these moments and transmute it into positivity and maybe put love towards the negativity coming towards you, that's kind of the most positive way to move through these situations if you want to stop cycles of negativity. Stand in your own power, love, and truth and beauty, because no one can compare to you, because you are one of a kind. When you're feeling on edge or irritable, it could be for a numerous amount of reasons. But one of those multiple reasons can be that you have suppressed anger that wants to come up and be let go of. When we're kids and we want to yell or be mad, but we aren't allowed to because adults or our parents or authority will then punish us, this anger is then pushed down into us deep-rootedly. This anger roots inside of us when it's unexpressed. Now, I'm not trying to imply that you should go rage on people when you feel on edge or triggered, but you can communicate your anger in an alternative way which is healthy and expresses your feelings and emotions. Sometimes the best way and only way to express your deep-rooted anger is to just scream, and I recommend not doing that at anyone, but maybe in your alone time. Other great ways to release and express your anger are through creativity and movement. Also have conversations with yourself, whether that be out loud or writing it down in a journal, about why you're so angry and where this comes from and how you've been angry in hidden ways for so long that you aren't consciously aware of on a day-to-day basis mainly. Most of the time, what's under this level of anger is a level of pain and sadness. But don't think you're doing the wrong thing if sadness comes up when you're finally learning to accept and express this anger. It's actually a good thing, because that means you're getting to the root of your pain. Next time you find yourself to feel angry, on edge, or triggered, please think for a second or so if you were to rage out on someone or suppress it, and instead meet yourself halfway and express your emotions in a healthy way, letting out your anger and not entrapping it inside of yourself and pushing all of those not nice feelings down more. And I don't know about you, but for me this makes me look at anger a little differently, and if someone were to be angry at me, now, if someone's disrespecting you, don't tolerate that. But if someone's expressing their anger to you, I wouldn't take it so personally, but I would think about them and consider them and the anger that they're vulnerably expressing to me. Learning that we all have suppressed anger and are taught to keep our anger inside and not express it has taught me to have more patience and consideration with people who are expressing their anger. But then again, if someone's anger is crossing a line for you, I wouldn't recommend tolerating that. But again, first, don't suppress your anger, but don't totally rage on them for them raging on you. I used to care what other people thought about me until I realized that that's coming from a place of fear and not accepting yourself for who you truly are and want to be. When you live in a place of fear, you're stepping out of your true power in being yourself. Living in fear puts your power into the thing that you are fearing. And since you fear it, it can control how you act because you will then act in ways to avoid the thing that you fear. No one can be exactly identical to you, and that's why it's so powerful to be yourself. When people try to act like and follow the crowd, it can take away one's true individuality. Being afraid of not being accepted by others won't get you to accept yourself. Accepting yourself is the only person that you should work for and search for acceptance from. When you're dying or even in your later points in life, you hopefully won't be worrying about the people who may have judged you or not accepted you. Hopefully you will be happy that you had the courage to be yourself and accept yourself. Accept yourself so that you can be and do what you want in your life, even when that means not every single person liking you. And if you think being accepted by other people is what you truly want, you're living for other people's comfort in lives and not your own at that point. And by no means am I trying to say that it's bad to follow certain trends or things that people do in society when it's something that you really feel attracted to. But what I am trying to say is that when you do something, or rather not do something to try and fit in, you could be holding yourself back from the true happiness and fulfillment in being yourself in your life. It can be uncomfortable to really be yourself and act how you truly want to at first, but everything in life is a process and it takes different steps to get more comfortable in being who you truly are. And honestly, in my experience, the best part is being uncomfortable because that's when you learn the most. Also, when you're working on self-acceptance and really being who you want to be in this world and putting yourself out there in those ways, never listen to anyone who has something to say about you acting in ways that makes you feel truly happy and being true to yourself. As long as you're happy and feel great doing it, it doesn't matter what one other person on this planet has to say. That's why you accepting yourself is way more important than anyone else, or anyone for that matter, accepting you. Self-acceptance and self-love is a part of everyone's life and a journey in its own. I've learned that changing physical things about yourself won't always lead you to self-love and self-acceptance. It's more changing your mindsets about yourself and your life and the world. If you can change the way you see the world will change the way it sees you. And I know that the world is full of competitive and comparative mindsets, which is so easy to get sucked into. The fact of the matter is that you have the power and the choice to choose your mindsets and beliefs about how you live your life. Choose to live in the mindset where you see the world as everyone being beautiful in their own unique ways, which includes you. I know that this is a cliche, but it's so true that beauty comes from the inside, because when you feel beauty on the inside, it shines and shows in your external world. If you can change the way you see the world and how not everyone is always working against you, and how if someone has something really negative or hurtful to say about you, it says way more about that person than anything doing with you. Everyone has their own insecurities, whether they want to hide them or not, and the people who point the ones out in others are the ones who are truly hurting the most from their insecurities. And when we have hardships or insecurities or any of these things in life, we always are given the choice if we want to tear others down and keep the cycle of negativity going, or if we want to learn and grow and heal from them and help others grow and learn and heal from them. I used to walk out into the world and be so scared of what anyone would have to say about me or what I look like. Now I've realized that anyone who's truly meant to be in my life and know me will love me for who I am. At the end of the day, whatever makes you feel confident and happy is what you should be doing. I've also found that it's a lot easier to accept and love yourself no matter what you look like when you're truly grounded in yourself. And by this, I mean any opinions or judgments of others won't bring you down or sway you. When you're grounded in yourself, you know who you are and what you have to offer, so anything anyone else has to say doesn't really matter to you because you know who you are. When you're grounded in yourself, you will be so much more confident because you know who you are and what you have to offer when all these people who are making other judgments about you don't. If you can change the way you see the world, you will change the way you're living your life. See the world as an accepting place. Step into the world being that confident person you desire to be. Comparing yourself and competing with other people will do nothing but keep you miserable. Just focus on you and how what you did today was improving you from who you were yesterday. Even those people you look at and want to be like have aspects about themselves that they dislike. Doing things while relaxed makes a huge difference in the final outcome rather than if you were doing things while tired, stressed, angry, or any other emotion that might feel turbulent. When relaxed, it's easier to open your mind to other possibilities and see things and feel things more with ease. When tired, stressed, or angry, this can affect how you act in certain ways because you can feel bolted into that emotion and then only have your mind seeing in one point of view. If you're relaxed and you do something that you would perceive as messing up, you would feel better after if you were relaxed during that than if you were angry, stressed, tired, or worried during that. If you weren't relaxed during that mess up, you could feel worse after, but if you were relaxed, you would feel better after or feel indifferent. And you could feel better because you would realize that that mess up doesn't really have much to do with you and it's just a stepping stone in life. A relaxed mind is a complete choice. Everyone out there goes through shit in their life to a different degree, and there are some people out there who choose to move through these hardships in a relaxed state of mind and in a relaxed way. The issue isn't what's happening to you, it's how you're reacting to it. If you can react to things that are perceived as big explosions in your life in a relaxed way, you will feel at so much more ease, and these quote-unquote big things happening in your life won't appear so big and won't have that much effect over you because you'll be relaxed and centered in yourself. When you're relaxed, you can be more present in your moment in life. Think of a scenario or situation in your life where you may feel stressed, worried, or nervous going into it, and instead of feeling that way, imagine yourself being relaxed. Hopefully, you can see the difference in the state of mind and being and ways you would react and act in these situations. It's a good skill to learn how to be relaxed in almost any situation in your life, but at the same time, remember that you don't have to be relaxed for everything because then you're holding your true emotions back when you need to express your anger or frustration. But in turn, your anger and frustration shouldn't have control over you in certain situations where you could be relaxed and react in a more relaxed way that would have a more effective outcome. Living, thinking, and acting in a relaxed way is a choice and you're only one breath away from it. This time in your life right now is getting you exactly to where you want to be. If you keep your focus on your end goal instead of being in the present moment where you are, you won't be improving your present as much as you potentially could be, and your present is what affects your future. To anyone who struggles to enjoy where they are in their life right now, even if they're going through a really hard time, know that one day you'll look back on the days you're living right now and think how you would have never gotten to where you were if it weren't or where you are right now in your present life. There's some people who seem like they just have it so easy and anything they want and the success they want to accomplish just comes to them naturally. And some people are born into wealth and success. But most of the time, the people who really achieve their dreams from the ground up don't show all of the work that they put in behind the scenes. People will choose to not believe in you until they see the things that you've accomplished, and that's why it is extremely important to believe in yourself. If you can live for your life right now and focus on right now and how right now could improve your future instead of grasping onto your future and only thinking about your future and worrying about your future, just do what you can right now to enjoy your life, because if you enjoy your life right now, you'll be enjoying your life in the future, and if you work hard now, you will reap the benefits in the future. There are so many people out there who have created their own success, and along their journey to their success, there were many opportunities for them to be torn down and quit, but they chose to never give up and keep believing in themselves. Don't forget why you started and what your end goal is, but at the same time, don't only be focusing on your end goal as what's making you move forward. Just work on improving what you can right now in this moment, in this day, in this second, so that it can be better for the next second and the second after that, which is your future. Everything you're doing and going through right now is what is making you able to live the life that you want in your future. Even if you don't see how all the puzzle pieces fit together right now, I promise that in the future they will make more sense to you. Keep working hard, believing in yourself, and know that if you stay present in the moment, working on your present moment, each moment moving forward will be improved. You can't change the future by not being present in this moment. Anyone out there who thinks school is a defining factor of one's wisdom, character, and determination is brainwashed by the school system itself. I've recently come to the realization that school has made a belief in me that I'm not enough for success in life. This probably came from a younger age in late middle school when I started getting grades that I thought deemed me as dumb or less worthy. I've never personally realized this belief before, but it makes complete sense to me now. We are taught and conditioned that we need certain grades to get to a certain point of success and achievement in life. These grades are achieved by quote-unquote hard work, and they're right because the work is hard. And to everyone who applies themselves to go above and beyond in this hard work, I truly applaud you. But at the same time, I'm sorry for you because it takes a lot out of a person to follow the social construct of the educational system and how we're taught it determines one's worth and opportunity in life. Sometimes this work is so hard that it even starts to limit the beliefs in oneself. Isn't that the complete opposite of what school should be teaching us about ourselves? School should uplift us and create a healthy, positive foundation for our inner power and wisdoms that we all hold. That is how it's advertised to the world. Something that makes us smarter and advances us in life. That's what society has made it out to be. Society wants people to keep believing that they aren't enough so that they will not go against the system. Society wants people to believe that if they worked just a little harder in their classwork and homework, that they would be enough for success in life. With or without straight A's or a diploma, everyone on earth is worthy. But school indirectly teaches us the opposite about ourselves. Everyone on planet Earth holds inner wisdoms that school does not teach us. I believe that school is important to a certain point, but grades and assignments that are not completely representative of one's characters and what they have to offer to the world should not be what represents our characters and what we have to offer to the world. When born into this world, we are all agreed to forget what we are truly made of and where we come from, which then gives us the opportunity to remember and rejoice our true nature of existence. In the modern world, many countries have strayed away from humanity's natural roots and the simple sacredness of our true nature. It's okay to use your phones, eat processed foods, and work to accomplish your physical dreams. But becoming dependent on Western ideals is us running away from our true possibility of being, and living grounded in our worldwide being altogether as a collective consciousness. Amazing things have come from Western culture, but it has also created a societal monster which rips away and tears apart the innate beauty of just being. These give us toxic ways to live and move around in our life, making the true understanding of our nature to be hidden and camouflaged right in front of our eyes. The simplicity of being is a part of every single human being. Now, just to summarize what I've said a little, because I notice some people don't get my point exactly in the end sometimes, so I'm gonna clarify a little. Western society has brought us many things and advancements in life and humanity that wouldn't be possible without the development of Western culture. I do believe, though, that there is an extent that it has taken humanity to that makes us addicted to the culture and rely on it for happiness instead of looking around us at the true human nature that we were born with and that was in generations and millenniums before us, that were happy and lived a great life without everything we had and have today. When we are born forgetting all of this, it makes what we see in front of our eyes the truth that we believe in automatically. If you look inside yourself, there's a deeper truth in every single one of us that you can explore and learn. If you're currently in a really deep depression and in a mental space where you feel like there's no escape and you're just trapped by yourself in your horrible life, please listen to these tips because I've been in the exact same place you have, and I have really climbed my way out a lot. Even though sometimes I still face feelings of sadness and pain and depression, it is at a much better level. So please listen to these tips because I want to help anyone out there who needs help. My first tip is to allow yourself to feel all the negative emotions you want, because the matter of the fact is, if you don't let yourself to feel them and try to push them away, you're just pushing them deeper and deeper down into an internal space. It may feel like they're going away on the outside, but really they're just growing and becoming a lot worse on the inside, which you'll have to eventually deal with later. Allow these negative emotions to come to the surface and don't feel shame for feeling them, because every human does. Don't neglect your feelings. Feel them, process them, love them, and let them go. My second tip is to replace old habits with new habits. A lot of the time, the things that are making you depressed are these cycles that you're too afraid to get out of. I know that it's uncomfortable to explore uncharted territory and to eventually learn to live in it. But the truth is, once you explore it and learn about it, it's not uncharted anymore. Try to recognize the things you do on a day-to-day basis that are keeping you in this place of feeling stuck. There's a solution for anything, I promise you. Number 3 is to know that it will take effort to get out of the place you're at right now. No one ever got out of their depression by a snap of their fingers or without changing their mindset or perspective on their life. You have to want it bad enough for yourself to put in any amount of effort that it will take. Depression can make us feel like we have no energy or effort to put into anything, but the truth is, behind this wall, that's totally blocking the other side is all of the true effort, energy, and livelihood we possess. My fourth tip is to find something that inspires you and makes you feel positive about life. A few examples I have are working out, going on a walk, drawing, writing, or doing any art form. The list is truly endless, and if none of those stuck out to you, you can go online and try to find as many things as you want because the list is literally endless. And it's different for everyone of what makes them feel positive. My fifth tip is to write down everything you feel and think. Take some time out of your day to just write down and get all of the clutter out of your brain. This really helps to get you to know yourself better and to know what you're feeling and thinking better. Sometimes to get all the stuckness out of our head, we have to release it and write it out and process it ourselves and understand what we're truly feeling. For this, be as open with yourself as you possibly can. Number 6 is one that a lot of people won't want to hear, but it's to be patient. You can't just put in effort and expect everything to change in one day, 1 week, or 1 month. 1 month, things could start to happen, even a week, but you really have to be long-term for this to be sustainable. In life, not everyone is automatically handed exactly what they want. Most people have to work for it, and the work that you put in every single day will pile on top of each other and create the new you. A lot of people tend to overwork themselves and believe to accomplish their goals they have to constantly be doing more to work harder. When there's really supposed to be a balance between doing and being, as we are called human beings, not human constantly doings and overworkings. We're supposed to just be as part of the process too. We tend to worry a lot about the things that we have to do or should be doing or want to do, when really all we have to be doing is being. Just being. In fact, most of the process should be you enjoying your time being a human being. To just be and enjoy being in the present moment, living your life who you are, is to love exactly where you are. Even if you don't feel love every second of every day, because I'm pretty sure no human being feels that, make sure to not resist your emotions, but you can simultaneously be feeling love inside as you're also feeling stressed or worried if you can't work through those emotions right off the bat. You don't need to force love to be your only emotion, but you can welcome it in when there are other emotions and feelings present. Even if you aren't completely overcome to your stress, worry, anxiety, or any other emotions that you wish you wouldn't be feeling, you can allow yourself to feel those and accept yourself for feeling those, but also welcome in love and peace into your existence. For example, if you're worried about an exam you have next week, this is just an example, you can't get it out of your head, you can keep that in your head if you aren't unable to get it out, but also look around and love where you are right now. You aren't taking the exam right now. You might even not be studying for the exam right now, but you're just being a human being in this moment, and it's kind of beautiful. Life is really about balance, and if you can learn how to healthily find your own balance for being and doing, your existence and being will be exponentially better for you, and you will like it a lot more once you can realize that life isn't all about doing, because that's how you overwork yourself and burn yourself out and hate your life. Sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and be, and love it for what it is. Okay, so I've had this idea for a while, and I think anyone out there should commit to it if they're able to right now in their life. And that idea is that you get a plot of land and you farm food, and then you give out the food for free to homeless people. You know, if you don't want to do that, but you have the capability to do it, you just don't have, people to do it, I'll freaking volunteer at this farm for free food for people in need. Personally, I think it's a great idea, and it could really solve a lot of problems and help a lot of people get the resources that they need from other people who have the resources available. A lot of people in the world tend to constantly want more for themselves in their life. It is normal and healthy to want to achieve more for yourself in your life. But having this be a constant thought or determining factor of your happiness will make it so that when you do achieve what you want, you still won't be happy. To be truly happy, it comes from within, and happiness isn't a certain amount of likes, a certain car, certain clothes, or certain social status that you have in life. Happiness is a certain feeling you achieve within yourself when no matter the clothes, car, likes, or status, you'll still be happy. These external factors aren't happiness. These external factors can make you happy for a short amount of time, but will crave you wanting more of these external factors to fill an internal void. Only yourself has the true power to fill this inner void, and you can't fill an internal void with external resources. This kind of reminds me of watering a dying plant with Sprite. The Sprite may look like water, but it's actually the complete wrong ingredient to heal the plant and bring it back to life. All humans can agree that they want to feel free, and what's stopping you from that is yourself. It's nothing except for you deciding to conform to society's norms in order for other people to feel comfortable living their lives. We all hear that we can feel enslaved in our own lives and feel like we're living in a living hell. This hell is created by yourself, your choices, and your perceptions of life. Being free starts with one person, but it ends with every single one of us on the planet feeling free. Some people are so enslaved in their own minds that they don't know what it would feel or look like for them to be living a free life. Freedom is doing the things you want in life without thinking about how the other enslaved people will perceive you for doing the things that make you feel free and see you living a free life. Freedom is not being attached to your identity and seeing what you are beyond what society tells you you are. Freedom is speaking your truth boldly. Freedom is coming out of hiding internally and externally. Freedom is being fearless and honest with yourself so then you can be honest with the world around you. Freedom is finding the true power inside yourself to pick up the keys to the locks that have been holding you back and making you feel stuck for your entire life and unlocking them. There are many levels to freedom, and what freedom exactly looks like to you will be unique to yourself. Becoming aware for yourself to be truly free, that we all have to be free, could raise some inspiration and questions inside of you. It's good to ask questions because that means you want to learn. Freedom is a process and an outcome that we are all capable of achieving and deserving of. Be at peace with where you are in your life and you won't depend on anything. To be at peace with where you are, you accept things for them being what they are and not putting labels on them of them being happy things or sad things, good or bad things, or making you feel certain ways. They're all just things that are happening for you. When you don't feel at peace with what is, you'll begin looking around and searching for other things to depend on for your own happiness and freedom in your life. Your happiness and freedom comes from being at peace with where you are and what life brings to you, and not focusing so much on your end goal or what you want. When you're able to truly love where you are in the present moment of each moment of your life, you will love the process and be at peace with where you are because you won't be worrying about all these other things that you feel you don't have. When you're at peace with where you are, all these other things that you previously wanted and desired that you think would make you fulfilled show little importance in what will truly make you fulfilled, because being fulfilled is being fulfilled without these things that you think you need. The only ingredient to fulfillment is you going inside of yourself and finding it. You aren't going to find fulfillment in anything that you can see with your two eyes. The only type of real fulfillment is the one that you can feel inside from yourself. We can have moments where we feel accomplished and great and proud of what we do, but the long-term fulfillment that a lot of people are searching for begin with them being at peace with them in a state that they think they wouldn't necessarily be fulfilled with. If you love where you are, who you are, and what you're doing at every moment, you won't look around and try to escape your world and make it something else. There's no need to hate where you are in your life, because aren't you the one who got yourself there? And if you got yourself where you are, even if you don't like your situation, you're the one who has the ability to get yourself out of it. Just the simple act of waking up every day and being alive is a huge blessing, and I think more people should recognize that in being a blessing and rather than a burden. So many people take so much for granted that could bring them so much peace and fulfillment. What do you believe about yourself? Not what you want to believe about yourself. What is a way that you think that you notice doesn't serve you in a positive way for your life? What beliefs are you carrying on to that stress you and worry you about your life and yourself? Do you believe that you're ugly, or after all the work you put in, it's still never enough? Do you believe that worrying about what you have to do in some way will help you get it done? These are all just examples of unconscious beliefs that affect our conscious thoughts and mind. I've found if you're being really honest and open and vulnerable with yourself, this list that you create of these beliefs that you believe in that don't serve you can go on for a very long time. I have also found once you've been open and honest and vulnerable with yourself about these limiting beliefs, you can then recognize and tell yourself that you're ready to let go and release these beliefs totally. Once you tell yourself or write down that you're ready to release these beliefs, then tell yourself what you will replace this belief with. Replace these with beliefs that will serve you. For example, if you believe you're ugly, replace it with the belief that no matter what you look like, you're beautiful. If you believe that no matter all the work you put in, it still is never enough, replace it with the belief that you work hard and put 100% of your effort into everything you do. These patterns of belief are what can enslave us to our own mind. These beliefs can make life feel like hell when we're living through them. I've noticed that people sometimes, at least myself, think that worrying or stressing about something can ultimately change the outcome. Worrying and stressing about something doesn't change the outcome, it just changes how you feel. If you want to live a happier life, I recommend taking the time to check in with yourself and evaluate the beliefs that destruct you, and reconstruct these beliefs to serve you and your happiness. These beliefs that you have been living by for years or even your whole life may not go away in one time of you deciding to release them and replace them. What's important is to keep reminding yourself of the truth and not live through these false beliefs that you think are true. The only beliefs that are true are the ones that you want to believe in and make true to you in your own life. I've noticed that reflecting on these unconscious beliefs can really take a huge weight off your shoulders and your mind. Everyone out there deserves to know how much they are worth and how amazing they are to just be alive here today. Everyone out there also deserves to see how much the world believes in them, because even if you don't believe in yourself and you don't want to fix or change any of these self-limiting beliefs, I believe in you. You don't have to believe in yourself if you're not ready for that, but I believe in you, and I know that you are in there to believe in yourself too, even if it's under your conscious level. Lastly, I hope everyone out there has an amazing day, and if no one's told you yet, I love you. Food, drugs, porn, TV, the news, and social media are all distractions. People often resort to these in order to distract themselves from what they're actually facing in their life. Often, people want to feel some sort of satisfaction or fulfillment in their own life, which those I just listed can temporarily enable us to feel and believe that we're feeling. This temporary belief makes us feel like we need more distraction in order to make us feel better. Or sometimes we know it's not good for us, but feel so empty inside that it seems like it's the best option for us for happiness. We all experience feelings in our life that we wish we could run away from and ignore and not feel. Ignoring these feelings will only enlarge those being ignored and ultimately create other feelings we wish to not feel. All of these distractions are put into our world in order for us to subliminally promote ourselves to this suffering and for others to profit off of our suffering. We see ourselves often as the consumers, but the people profiting off of our suffering actually see us as products too. If we feel empty, we want to feel full. There are quick fixes to these feelings of dissatisfaction in our lives, but they often leave us feeling worse or craving more of this temporary dissatisfaction. There are also sustainable ways to feel fulfilled, but if we were taught these ways, there would be less to no profit off of the population's deterioration. What a lot of people aren't taught to feel is that they can reach fulfillment without any amount of external sources. Every single human being's natural state is to be grateful for every second of their life and everything happening in their life. Basically, to be fulfilled with where they are at every second of their life. We have strayed a long way from this as a society, and a lot of people think that their long-term happiness is not in their own control. While it may feel impossible to sustain happiness every second of every day, that's not what being a human being on Earth is all about. The whole point is we go through ups and downs. But trying to fill this void with objects that disappear almost simultaneously will start to make the dissatisfaction of your life feel like a bottomless pit. There are a lot of healthier other ways that you can expand your awareness about yourself and your life and what makes you feel happiness and fulfillment and enjoyment on another level. Another level meaning not external happiness or temporary happiness. I'm not trying to get the point across that everyone needs to cut out these aspects of their life completely in order to live a happy life. A lot of these are still seen as entertainment and little moments in life that they can enjoy when they're having a hard time. The point I am trying to get across is that you should not rely on these temporary things to create permanent and lasting happiness. I mean, I can do the simple act of going outside on any day and I automatically feel better and it's a good day. Your energy is made up of the ways that you choose to use your energy throughout your day-to-day life, and each day adds up to paint a picture of the full energy you exude into reality and bring to your life and world. The things that you consume, words you speak, actions you take, and thoughts that you think are all energy and what make up the energy inside of you in your life. Now, if at this point you're a little skeptical, let me explain a little further. The things that you're doing throughout your day-to-day life make you feel certain ways and think certain things, which then add to your energetic field and how you overall feel about your life. If you do the same thing for years, you'll start to feel pretty much the same every single day and like you're living in Groundhog Day. But if you start to incorporate new aspects into your energetic field and start to do other things that you wouldn't normally do that make you feel better, you'll notice your energy shifting and changing into making you feel less stuck and in a better place for yourself, more happy. Everything in life that we think, do, say, or consume has energy and has an effect on your energy. If we choose to think and act and consume things that are low vibrational, you then in turn will become more low vibrational. But if you choose to act in a higher vibrational way of love and peace and enlightenment and understanding and acceptance, you then will be a higher vibrational human being. It's just how it works. If you feel pretty stuck every day in your life and feel like you're doing the same thing, even change one thing you do throughout the day. Do one new thing that makes you feel good. Go for a walk. Go look at the sun. Go look at the stars. Go read some books. Go write down. Go draw. Tell yourself you love yourself. Anything that makes you feel better that you typically wouldn't normally do if you feel like your energy is low. Sometimes people think that it's funny to be in a low vibrational state and depressed, and they feel like there's no way to get up, and that's why they want to stay down. But in reality, you can change anything you want in your reality to make it exactly how you want it. And trust me, you don't want to be in these low vibrational states as much as you think it's easy to stay in them. It might be a little hard at first to see the jump you can take, but it's definitely there. And once you start the jump and jump to the other side, you'll look back at who you used to be and laugh and want to help others. If you didn't really take anything from this video, please at least go do something that makes you smile today, that doesn't bring others down, and make someone else smile, because you deserve happiness and love, and it's out there for everyone. Stop holding yourself back. The only thing truly between you and the best version of yourself and your best life is you. What gets you out of bed every single morning? It's you. Only you can physically open your eyes and get yourself out of bed to move forward with your own day. Only you can make the choices to behave how you wish. Nobody in the world can force you to do things that you want to do. And honestly, most of the time, other people have influence on what we do with our own lives. So you get to choose if you want to use their influence as negativity or positivity to better or worsen your life. If you want to start working out, no one's gonna take you to the gym and move your body for you. If you want to start eating differently, no one's gonna shove fruits and vegetables and natural foods down your throat. If you want to explore yourself more, no one is going to force you to go deeper inside yourself and to do inner work. If you want a new job, no one is going to take you to the interview and talk for you. If you want to be nicer to people in the world, no one can talk for you and make your reputation for yourself. To be the person that you truly want to be, you have to wake up with their mindset and try to keep it with you throughout the whole day until you fall asleep and then when you wake up again the next day. To be the person you want to be, all you have to do is to feel like the person you want to be inside and out. Stop getting mad at yourself when you screw up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many times. All these screw-ups are doing is leading you to the time when you aren't gonna screw up. All the times you screw up are teaching you valuable lessons of patience, determination, worth, strength, and so much more. However low you feel in your life has nothing to do with how you're going to feel for the rest of your life. All it should be showing you is the lows you can reach so that you can recognize the highs when you're there. The lows make us cherish the highs so much more. Everyone out there is worthy of feeling and becoming the best person they want to be for themselves and the world around them. It might not be easy, but isn't living a horrible life not easy either? Make your own choice of the difficult choices you want to make in life. If you want to make hard choices that keep you in a stuck place, or if you want to make hard choices that really elevate you. Recently, I noticed that rap songs have a contrast of either them talking about wanting to fuck a hoe or a thought, or them completely disregarding them and never wanting to see them or speak to them. And this idea got me thinking how we shouldn't try to please other people and meet their expectations. Instead, create expectations, and aspirations for yourself. No matter what you do in life, someone will hate you for it and judge you for it, and someone will love you for it, and it will make someone happy. Making yourself happy and loving yourself is all you should be aiming to do. And the people in life that are meant for you will love you for what you have and not what they wish that you had. People's judgments and opinions can affect how you view yourself and ultimately make you want to change yourself so other people like you more. True happiness will come when you learn to please yourself, and you'll start to wake up and go to sleep every day happier. If you keep listening to other people's opinions, you will be in an endless cycle of feeling bad about yourself and chasing the expectations of others, and chasing things that other people want for you, but you may not truly deep down want for yourself. If you think what you truly want are other people's validations, you aren't living for yourself, and at that point you're just living for others. If you make yourself happy with the person you are, I guarantee you'll make the people around you happier. As long as you're trying to be happy with yourself, the right people will come into your life and love you for who you are and what you have. You deserve happiness and to stop listening to the people telling you what they want you to be. Be who you truly want to be. And if you don't really know what you truly want to be, act like no one exists, and then ask yourself who you truly want to be and what you truly want to do in the world. And then do that. Society makes us feel like we're all so different. It prints a cover displaying all of our differences when in reality, what fills the pages is our similarities. We could understand this more if we stopped judging people by their covers. Girls and boys are so different, they could never get along. There are so many different colors of skin, how could anyone ever be equal? Poor and rich people just don't live the same lives. Spreading this narrative to the world is what hides us from seeing our true unity. As we do not all live an identical lives to one another, we are all living life universally. We all understand and experience struggle as we all understand and hopefully experience love. The news writes the story of our lives because everyone watching it impulsively believes it to be the truth. What about a news channel that tells us about all the unity, generosity, and love going on in the world each day? By following this, your mind is being controlled to live in a state of fear. And when you're living in this state of fear, you think that everything can go wrong at any minute, so you continue listening to the people who are feeding you the fear. It's an endless loop where these people create your mental problems, and then you go directly back to the problem to try and fix the issue. They take away your life from you so they can put more money in their wallets. They know what's best for us, they just don't want all of us to have it. And honestly, they're the real ones that are scared, or should be scared. Scared of what would happen if more people saw the freedom right in front of their faces. They try to make us believe that the world is always falling apart so we don't crumble their evil empire. You are free to think and express for yourself. You're free to question society, which is a blessing we have as Americans. Although this is them wanting us to think we're free and being treated with integrity and respect. And I mean, if you don't see any similarities between people, you can see the similarity maybe that we're all under the order of the government. Stop conforming to be a pawn of the government's game and start playing the game for yourself. They want to tear us apart in their game and confuse you as to what the truth is and what possibility really is. You can find out for yourself. The truth is we're all the same. It's more common than people think for someone to feel like they have no identity and don't know who they are. At this point in life, when we lose ourselves, it can be hard for us to move forward or see any way forward for that matter. Sometimes there's not one direct way to find yourself again. I have definitely lost myself, but I've come a very long way, and I have tips for anyone out there who is struggling to feel like they have an identity or sense of self. My first tip is to take away anything that you notice holding yourself back from being uncomfortable and finding who you really are. My personal example from this is that I used to vape and smoke weed. I used these to disguise myself as feeling like I had an identity when really there was nothing behind that, and I thought smoking weed and vaping were some personality traits and who I was. Whenever I felt like I had nothing to offer, I would just take a hit or go smoke weed and get high and feel better because that was my identity and what made me me. This can be different for everyone, but another example is people that take away your energy. So if you notice that, cut them out. Even if you love them and love spending time with them, you're better off without them and will find better people who won't do that to you. My second tip is to try new things to see what you really do like and who you really are. Find new music, food, hobbies, clothes, anything. Do things that you've always wanted to do, but thought people would judge you for. There are almost no wrong answers when exploring your interests and hobbies in life that will make you feel fulfilled. My third tip is patience. This is a common tip in a lot of life experiences. Most people want things to snap into place overnight, which rarely ever happens. Sometimes we have to sit through the loss and be patient. If you use these tips and other tips that help you, you'll notice yourself evolving every single day to become a new version of yourself. One day, you'll realize you've changed so much that you don't even recognize the person you used to be who didn't have a sense of self. My fourth tip is to support yourself. Sometimes when we're lost in life, we can feel like we have no one's shoulders to lean on but our own, if that. Reassure yourself that this is a temporary period in your life and that you're doing an amazing job holding yourself up and that you're strong, worthy, and capable. Sometimes we can be surrounded by people in life but feel like we don't really know who we are when we're around those people. This leads me to my fifth tip, which is that the right people will come to you in your right time. We meet people in life when both people are ready to unite with each other. Life does not rush the process, which is why you shouldn't. Just keep prioritizing yourself, your health, and you will meet the right people in due time. Work on loving yourself so much that you feel like you don't even need anyone else to make you happy or have an identity, which you don't. Your identity starts with you. Hidden treasures are meant to be found, so don't be scared if you lose yourself. It's a journey with ups and downs, but overall, the priceless treasure box at the end is priceless, which is you. It's what's inside of you. Remember to be patient and love yourself, and know that I'm here if anyone out there is really struggling. I would be happy to talk to any of you and give you advice, or just be friends. Let me know. To anyone out there who's upset about where they are in life, please trust me that life is a process and it's not a rush. We don't come to Earth to change our lives seemingly overnight. We come to learn, grow, and love. And one thing everyone attempts to master is patience. We all must learn it. Or try to. When we start to rush our lives, we start to move against the natural flow of life. When we go against the natural flow, we're pushing and resisting from going to our goals more effortlessly. Trust the process and believe in yourself that you are exactly where you're meant to be. I believe in you. That belief where you think you aren't where you're supposed to be, leave that behind. Squish it, squash it, kill it, and never look back for it. You are meant to be here, right now, and you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. Even if you want to cry about life and feel upset, allow yourself to do that. Just know that when you're done crying, that you've always picked yourself back up. You've picked yourself back up and kept moving forward, even if that's against the current, you're still moving forward. You can stop thinking about or worrying about where someone else is in their own life. Your life is what deserves all of your focus, attention, and love. You also don't need to be jealous of someone else's life because there is an endless supply of love in the world. And if you haven't yet found your jackpot of love, know that it's waiting for you to realize it's there, because even when you don't realize it, it's still giving you endless love every second of every day of your life. Love where you are in life every day, because even when you feel like you're at rock bottom, if you weren't at rock bottom, then you'd have no clue what it feels like to be at the top. You do so many great things for yourself every day without even realizing it. Your legs allow you to walk, your throat allows you to talk, your mouth allows you to eat, your nose and lungs allow you to breathe beautiful fresh air, your eyes allow you to see the beautiful, colorful, bright world, and your mind allows you to think and express creatively. Everything about you is truly outstanding, so start giving yourself credit for it, because even if you don't see it in yourself, I see it in you. And remember to not resist the process. Just trust the process, and I trust that you'll be okay. I find there to be a lot of people who hold themselves back without even really realizing it, because they're scared of the concept of failing. Failing, first of all, you can only fail once you've given up at something. If you keep trying, you aren't failing. I've heard a saying that either you succeed or you fail, and there's no trying. But I believe that there is a middle ground, and that if you keep picking yourself up and putting your head back up and working more and believing in yourself more, that's a success. Even if you aren't getting the outcome you want, that's a success because you're pushing yourself to be doing what you really want. You can't fail unless you give up, and you can't fail unless you perceive what you're doing as a loss. Because again, if you pick yourself back up and don't see it as a loss and just learn and grow and practice, you're just working your way up to the W. You literally are. That's all this shit is. And I feel like people hold themselves back because they're scared to fail. And they're scared of feeling failure and other people seeing them as a failure. It's not a failure if you don't see it as a failure. How many times do I have to say this? Instead of being nervous for failing, you should be open to failing, because that's how you will grow and learn and feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Here's a poem that I wrote yesterday if you want to hear it. People believe in everything, yet believe in nothing at all. They want someone to pick them up, but then won't be there for others when they're the ones to fall. Choosing to love, seeming to be not simple at all, when love is truly where we come from, but learning to divide it with a thick brick wall. Living in lies, told to question the truth. You wouldn't know anything at all unless you learned to question basic roots. Born to forget, just to learn again, maybe. Will you remember who you are, or in the 3D depend? Awaiting your arrival with a life much more. That is the only truth for sure. Yet starved and deprived, fighting a meaningless, meaningful battle. What does it really mean to be on top? To rule the world or to rule your own world? Is the top only the bottom of new heights? Or is the top learning to be free as your birthright? Wallow in the past or create in the present. Unconditional love towards all, comply to the truth, and not neglect it. Do you ever find yourself worrying about what other people's opinions of you are? If you do, I'm here to tell you that that is no way to live your life, and stop wasting your time doing that. Why would you put your worth, focus, and time into something that doesn't matter? If someone has a negative opinion about you, all it is showing the negativity inside of that person. How about we start letting go of people we don't like and stop putting our focus, time, thought, and words into that person? If you care about what someone thinks of you, let it go. All that should matter is how you view yourself, and if that's negative, you should work on that for yourself. Other people's opinions of you should have no value in how you determine your own worth. I guarantee that if you put the worth, time, and focus into yourself that you put into judging others, your life will improve. You will notice change. Most of the time when we create negative opinions about someone, it is because we feel like we lack something that that person has and we're jealous in some way. There are people where there's good reasoning to disagree with how they act. For example, people who commit mass crimes like Hitler. But someone wearing a shirt that you think is ugly or having an annoying personality is no reason to throw negativity towards that person. Keep letting people be happy if they're happy doing what they are, and you should go be happy yourself. Tearing other people down isn't what should be making you happy, and if it does, I truly feel sorry for you, because there are so many other positive things that you can learn and choose to align yourself with in life. My question to the people out there is, why does your jealousy and competitiveness have to get in the way from your honesty, love, and support towards others? Connect with yourself and only compete with yourself. Because at the end of the day and at the end of your life, you aren't going to be sitting around thinking, oh, this person, I was so jealous of them. You're going to be like, oh, fuck, I spent my life doing shit I didn't actually want to do. You can very easily misunderstand yourself, others, and the entire world around you. Living a happy, beautiful, and joyful life are customs that are achievable and attainable for any person on this planet. They're all capable. If you're upset with where you are, stop right now and restart. Pretend it's a complete new start right now. Be completely transparent and honest with yourself. Keep an open mind with yourself. Know your own worth so you can then give that same worth, deserving worth, to others. It is so simple to wish people the best and put more loving intentions out there. It takes the exact same amount of time saying, you're amazing, I wish you the best, from saying, you suck, have a horrible life. One makes you feel happy, and one makes you feel negative. These negative words and phrases and intentions and thoughts that you keep having are what's making you feel negative in your day-to-day life. Start putting these loving words into your life, and your life will begin to be more loving towards you. I wish people out there all the time, to everyone, their best lives, because I wish myself my best life. Karma's a real thing and doesn't go away until the day we die. Stop being jealous of people. If you're jealous of someone, you're only hurting yourself. Make what you want out of your own life. Do the things you see others doing that you want to do, and don't be jealous. Keep complaining and you'll keep hating your life. Keep hating your life and you'll keep complaining. Start focusing on what you enjoy about your life, and you'll begin to love your life. Begin to love your life, and you will start to enjoy more about your life. If you feel like there's no reason for you to love your life and to love living life, you're only lying to yourself and holding yourself back from the true happiness that you deserve in life, and that the happiness life has to offer everyone. Being in a miserable state of mind can often feel like you'll never get out of it, and that there's no other side of happiness and love and joy and peace and living life amazingly. Everyone in life faces these hard feelings at some points, which just goes to show how possible it is to turn your life around, because there are so many happy people out there, including me. I am living proof that you can change your life around, even if you think it's impossible and nothing great will ever happen to you. For me, now just waking up every day is such a huge blessing, and being able to create whatever I want every waking day of my life. If you see the world as such a negative place, then your world will be a negative place. But if you open your eyes and really see all the beauty that this life has to offer, your world will start to be beautiful. In life, you get to make your own choices. You can choose to see the world in black and white, or you can choose to see it as a rainbow. Choose to slave away every day, or choose to create the happiness for yourself that you deserve. Choose to give up, or choose to work harder. At the end of the day, all you can make out of your life is the choices you choose that make up your life. If you aren't happy, choose to change that. And if you don't believe in yourself, you can choose to change that. It might sound hard, but it's actually much easier than you think it can be. Choose to have strong willpower and prove the people wrong that choose to judge you. Choose to do things for yourself and your own well-being. Choose to pick yourself back up when you fall. And choose to love yourself at the end of each day, even if it was the worst day of your life. Sometimes it can feel like there's a big block standing in between what you feel right now and how you desire to choose to feel. All this block is an illusion that's keeping you trapped over here. There is no wall. It's just you stuck in your oldness. Once you can get out of the oldness, there will be no block and no wall, because you will be on the other side. As long as you can picture it for yourself, it is 1,000 million trillion infinity% possible that it can happen to you, and you can feel that way. I'm wishing everyone out there the best of luck, and for a great right now. Misjudgment. Humans tend to make the choice to judge others. This can easily lead to making a misjudgment of someone. Hearing someone do or say one thing takes away from the years of actions and words that this person has created. We all have days when we don't act our best. People who see you on those days won't get the correct interpretation of you if that's what they choose to base their judgments of you off of. Personally, I believe there is no purpose in judging people, because you do not know someone unless you can be in their innermost thoughts. The way people act is a direct representation of what life has thrown their way and how they choose to react from those circumstances. I would not judge someone for being mean, because they most likely have faced hardships in their life that left them feeling like there's no other option than to spread the negativity to compensate for their pain. Judging and misjudging others can make it so that you miss out on meeting some of the coolest people out there for you. Next time you notice yourself making a judgment about someone, pause for 1 second and think, why am I choosing to negatively perceive this person? And how about I positively wish them the best and positively refocus on the positivity in myself? Refocus your attention to yourself, which should be more important to you than the gossip about others. This is a person's character who you may not even know who they are at all. If you keep judging people, the possibility for you to misjudge someone is pretty high. There have been people who have judged you in your life, and you know the truth, and that what they're thinking probably isn't who you actually are. This applies to everyone, and I just want more people out there to be aware of what judging people really entails. What matters in your life most is your physical, mental, and emotional health. We have been taught that the smartest things in life are to go to school, get a job, try to fit in, and have a narrow mind. I understand that having a job is a necessity to have a stable income in life. But there is a great correlation of going to school, getting good grades, fitting into society between your physical, emotional, and mental health. Society puts so much emphasis on, if I don't get an A in this test or in this class, I will be so sad, and it somehow lessens my worth. We put so much power into a system that deteriorates our overall health. My question is, why does everyone continually abide by these stressful paths in life? In my humble opinion, creating a well-achieved scholarly life is a big accomplishment. But again, in my humble opinion, it's a small factor in life compared to your health. There are jobs out there for literally anyone, and you can even go back to school when you're literally 65 and get a new degree. I respect most people's drive for academic success in their early years of life. But what about their mental and emotional health that is left in the shadows? The health of our bodies determines the longevity and quality of our lifespan. While becoming a doctor or lawyer come with great reasoning, those same people should not put their emotional, physical, and mental health on the back burner. Sure, those jobs can create you a ton of money, but what about the 10, 20, or 30 years you could be taking off your life because of all the high amounts of stress you're facing every single second of your day? All the lives you save and money you make will then be limited to 10, 20, or 30 years less than the possible potential you could have made it last. I'm not trying to tell anyone to throw away their studies if that's what they're passionate about. What I am trying to say is how it's important to account for your emotional, physical, and mental health and well-being. Going on a walk, going to the gym, taking deep breaths, or meditating, or learning more about what makes you stressed out and sad and releasing that tension is what I want to bring to your attention. We all have time for it, and if you truly want to live a happier and longer life, you will make the time for it. For you, for yourself. This is for anyone out there who's struggling with depression currently. I used to have much worse depression and was even suicidal. Over the years of my depression, I've gone through many trials and errors of trying to overcome. I tried to see what was effective and what was long-term. One piece of advice I found is to turn your powerlessness into power so you can grow. All the powerlessness you feel inside and pain, you can transform into positive energy and do better for yourself. All the sadness and pain you're feeling could go into something else. The sadness and pain could translate into energy for working out and bettering yourself, or doing something for your community or anything you enjoy. And if you don't know what you enjoy, try things out. Pushing yourself every day should be something you look forward to and seeing how far you can go. Instead of running in circles in your head, use those destructive thoughts as motivation for you to push further. Show yourself that you are strong and you are capable. You aren't your emotions, and the thoughts you're thinking aren't you. We are all made up of something much greater than our thoughts. Having depression doesn't make you any less than anyone else. It doesn't make you stupid. It doesn't make you crazy. And it doesn't make you weird. You actually have to have a very intellectual mind to be depressed. People who are depressed minds can see things differently. Their brains have the capability to open up to the sadness of the world and not just see it for pure light. Depression isn't something that should take over your life. Depression is something that anyone can conquer. Depression is something that brings you higher. Depression teaches you a lot. Depression shows you a lot. Depression makes you a strong human being. Instead of picturing how horrible your life is and how sad you are all the time, think of ways to get motivated to switch your life around if that's what you really want. No one can force you to make the change. You have to do it for yourself for the most part. And it's possible for anyone out there, no matter the severity of your depression. Mental illness isn't easy, but if anyone's still watching, I am here for anyone that wants to contact me. I will talk to you about anything. I will hype you up. I will fucking talk to you. I will tell you how great you are. I will console you. I know what it's like to think you won't see to live another day. I know what it's like to not want to live another day. I know what it's like to want to just disappear and never come back. I also know that anyone out there fighting depression is capable of overcoming it. This wouldn't be happening to you if you weren't strong enough to defeat it. Even though the change doesn't happen overnight, it's the consistency, determination, strength, and willpower that will get you there. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. Your reality comes down to the story that you tell yourself every day about your life and the thoughts that automatically present themselves in your brain. Your reality is a story, and you write the script of what you want to create. Your beliefs, thoughts, and actions are what create this story. Your reality is a mirror of this story, so when you complain about your life, life gives you more to complain about, and when you love your life, life gives you more to love. Life isn't about shifting your reality from A to Z in 1 second. It's about creating a way from A to Z without giving up before you've hit Z. Even if you can't see your world shifting in 1 second, your world does change in 1 second. Changing your world doesn't start with results. It starts with a feeling that your life has changed. It's a choice how you want to live, and the choice is left up to you. If you don't want to live a life of your old stories, change it and start telling yourself different stories about your life. Rewrite your life and don't give up on it. As long as you feel it, it's there. So choose to feel and write the story that you want to feel and live. Your money and power is being taken right out of your hands willingly. Buying into addictions that kill us, eating poison disguised as delicious food, obeying the education system we are taught to believe, and following the machine-line structure of our society to create a world that we don't even truly want for ourselves, that is taking away our wealth and power. Stop obeying and falling into these inhumane intentions and traps that these degenerate corporations are feeding you. Take your power back by stopping the cycle of your personal disempowerment. Many people are blind to this, and that's exactly what these corporations want. And those who are aware but don't care because they'll die one day, or just flat out don't care that they're being poisoned, those people are the ones under the most mind control of the people who want you sick and dead. You are following their want for you to be sick and listening to their instruction. There are many different reasons why people don't make changes in their life to stop obeying these corporations and set themselves free. I find a lot of the time, people have the mentality that one person can't change the world. But even if you aren't the person standing at the front of the battlefield, think about how important every single person behind the people in the front line are. No one could do it without each other in that situation. Take back your personal power as an individual, because individuals have so much power. Reflect and think about how you might be controlled by people who want you to think you aren't being controlled by them. Decide for yourself if you want to be under this control or if you desire change for the world and your own life. This is a really good question because I feel like a lot of people can feel that it's difficult to make any change in the world when they realize that they're being controlled by people who are very rich. Here are some thoughts and actions I have on the topic of taking your personal wealth and power back. Be conscious of what you're putting your time, money, and energy into. We are trained to think, act, and believe in certain patterns and things for almost every situation or anything. This is trained even down to the thoughts about how you view your world, such as viewing the world through the lens of a beauty standard, racism, thinking that you aren't enough, that your life sucks, or that money will solve all your problems. This is no natural way for a human being to be thinking instinctively. Loving yourself, loving your life, and loving the world surrounding you is. Choose to live and be beyond what we have been taught we are chosen to live. Now, if you want to choose to eat chemicals and poison because they taste good, that's your life and that's up to you, and I can't change that. I can tell you though, from experience, if you stop eating these things, your mind will be clearer, your body will feel better, and you will be at way less of a risk from all these fatal diseases that stem from the chemicals and poison in these foods. You're not only being killed, but you're paying for your death. If you're addicted to nicotine or a substance, quit. And yes, I know that sounds easier said than done, but impactful things are almost never easy to get done. If you want the positive impact, you will get the work done. Realize that they are cashing out your wallet and mind for their own power and ego so that you can die under their control. Decide for yourself and make the choices if you want them to continue sucking the life out of you or if you want to take back your power in your own hands. Educate yourself on topics that you most likely wouldn't be taught in the education system, such as how to live a happy life, how to not be constrained to the unhealthy molds of society, and anything else you can imagine or want to know. I mean, what are we, just living on a rock, floating in space for 80 years, then turn into dust? There are countless sources of information to guide you on this, including illustrated videos on YouTube and even your own mind. When you aren't being mind controlled, you will find that there is a lot more to your mind than you have been made to believe. Do what makes you happy instead of what's making other people happy. Stop caring about what others think and put yourself out there. Stand up for what you believe in and spread your wisdom to enhance the lives of others. We've been hypnotized to give away our wealth and power to the people who don't deserve it. What they don't want us to know is that we are capable of having more wealth and power than them and making it a fair playing field. I encourage you to act in some sort of way that takes back your own personal wealth and power as an individual, because individuals have so much more power than we are made to believe that they do. That's including you.